Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Blunt Talks. My name's Chris, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about how the news and the public kind of misrepresents cannabis. And it's disturbing, man, because me, I smoke cannabis. I am a cannabis enthusiast. I am a believer in the medicinal purposes in cannabis, and I'm also aware of the dangers of cannabis. But I seen a clip on Fox News the other day, and they got these famous doctors. They come on, and I just feel like that they're spreading misinformation about cannabis, man. And I wanted to react to it. I wanted to play it and break it down bit by bit, and just basically tell you guys how I feel and how I think these doctors are totally misrepresenting cannabis, and they're making it seem like it's such a bad thing. It's such a terrible drug, and it's legal now, and oh my God, and the crime's going. I mean, and like, I just don't understand where like these numbers come from. And I'm not stupid. Like, I know that there's gonna be a bit of negative from legalizing cannabis as well as positive. I mean, that's just something that comes with the territory. But they don't talk about how much alcohol is terrible compared to cannabis, and how many people die per year from alcohol, and how alcohol-related accidents are like so much higher than cannabis-related accidents. They don't want to talk about that, because these doctors, they think that alcohol is okay. They think, oh, it's legal, and as long as you don't abuse alcohol, it's okay. But they don't compare it. They just want to, knock cannabis and act like it's such a bad drug and it shouldn't be legalized. And that's just something that I am battling with, because I run a cannabis channel on YouTube. I believe in cannabis. I promote it in the proper ways. But I also know about the negatives that could possibly come with cannabis also. I'm not one of these people who's going to sit here and say that cannabis is great and there's nothing wrong with it and it's just the cure-all for everything. That's just not the case, man. There's going to be some negative with it. If you watch my channel, you'll know that I speak on the negative things that I see in cannabis as well. So today I'm just going to play this video that I seen on Fox News about this doctor talking ill-manneredly on the cannabis and how the industry is getting worse because it's legal now. And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to let you guys know how I feel about what this guy basically is saying. So before I get into it, man, hit that sub button, hit that bell button. That way you'll get a notification whenever I drop a video. And give me a thumbs up, man. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think on the content, bro. Blunt Talks, 2 Z's. Don't forget, best cannabis channel on the internet. All right, guys, let's jump into it.
We've been warning you for months, and Laura has particularly, about the dangers of high-potency THC. And now there's even more evidence. A recent study review published by Lancet found that the use of higher potency cannabis was associated with an increased risk of psychosis and cannabis use disorder, also known as CUD. Joining me now to discuss, Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox News medical contributor. Dr. Siegel, thank you for being here. The potency has been rising really for nearly half a century. Some concentrates like dabs and wax are even boasting 100% THC product. How dangerous are these products and derivatives, doctor?
Hi, Raymond. Very dangerous. You've been pointing out on this show the association with crime, and it's not surprising. Now we have more evidence backing that up. Yeah. That Lancet article you talked about looked at 4,000 studies and narrowed it down to 20 that showed a direct correlation between two things. First, if you have a high concentration of THC, which almost all marijuana has now. Right. Back when we were kids, it was 1.52%. Now it's 50% or more. People that use that high-potency THC marijuana products, you know what happens? They get addicted much more easily. And the more they use it, daily use often, the more the risk of psychosis. Now, that can last. Wow. Cannabis-induced psychosis can last for about a day or two unless you have already an underlying psychiatric problem. If you have a mental health disorder, an anxiety disorder, or schizophrenia, or whatever it might be, it increases your risk that this will continue for months.
Oh my God, man. Like, this shit drives me up a wall. Crime? Really? Really? Like, people are committing crimes? Bro, I've never smoked a joint and wanted to go rob a grocery store. I've never seen somebody smoke a blunt and say, you know what, man, I think I'm just gonna go commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen somebody fiend for cannabis to the point where they went out and robbed a bank or robbed somebody at gunpoint to go grab some marijuana. It just doesn't happen. I don't know what these doctors are talking about or where they get their data, but obviously if they had eyes or feet on the ground like I do, they would know that the average stoner isn't robbing nobody, bro. Like, come on. Come on. Now, the psychosis thing, I get that. Because that does happen, and it has gotten more common since cannabis has been legalized. But that's because of people that are not properly educated on cannabis are going out there and they're doing too much and they're jumping into it without really educating themselves, man. Before you do something, you should really learn about it. That way you don't experience psychosis. But it takes a lot of cannabis for you to experience psychosis. I mean, you would have to really go, like, you know, balls to the wall and eat like a 500 milligram chocolate bar to go into a cannabis psychosis. I mean, if I rounded up 50 stoners right now and put them in this room and asked them if they've ever had a psychotic breakdown from weed, I don't know, man. I'd be surprised if I got 2 or 3 people out of the bunch. I've been smoking my whole life, and it's never happened to me. Now, I'm not saying that I haven't had, like, a panic attack here and there, or a little bit of anxiety here and there from certain cannabis strains. And, yeah, it is potent, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's saying, oh, it was 2% back in the day? Dude, come on, bro. Like, it was never that low. Like, you wouldn't even get high off of 2% cannabis. So, I mean, I'm not a doctor, bro, but I know weed. I know weed. I've been around weed my whole life. I've been around people that smoke weed my whole life. Like, come on, bro. Like, these people are trying to portray that it's dangerous, that it's, like, worse than alcohol. Like, are you kidding me? How many liquor stores and bars is there in every neighborhood? And you're going to complain about a couple dispensaries selling plants that make people feel good? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't associate crime with cannabis because it's not a thing. Like, yeah, the psychosis thing, like I said, I agree with it. Not to the extent that this doctor's going to portray it to be, though. Let's keep going.
Unbelievable.
Huge problem, and that's wherein the crime comes that you've been talking about.
Right, and we're seeing an explosion of crime across the country in these cities that have legalized cannabis, including the city we're in right now. I want to get to a new Gallup poll, Doctor. It says 16% of Americans claim they currently smoke marijuana. A new low of 11% of American adults report being cigarette smokers. Now, Dr. Siegel, it's great that cigarette use is down, but is the 16% marijuana use concerning to you, given what you just said about psychosis?
Hugely concerning to me, and that psychosis is the worst case scenario, but there's also plenty of mental health issues that I haven't talked about yet. There's anxiety, there's decreased performance on tests, there's lack of motivation that results. An entire generation thinks they're smoking pot, but is really smoking something totally different because, again, the THC content changes the entire thing. They shouldn't even be calling it marijuana anymore. It should have a new name to warn people.
Wow, like, yo, this shit blows my mind. Like, this doctor just said they should call it something else. It's still weed, bro. It's still cannabis. It's still marijuana, doc. Sorry to you know, I don't know if you didn't get the memo. I mean, like, things evolve over time. Technology gets better. Greenhouses get better. Methods get better as time goes by. That's why the cannabis has gotten better. It's not a crime that cannabis has gotten better. You think that people still want to smoke dirt weed in 2024? Like, come on, man. Like, this is a good thing for the cannabis industry. They're learning how to use it better. They found out about CBD. They're getting more medical uses out of it. And you got this doctor complaining because it has a high THC level? I mean, I understand to warn people, man. I get that. But the way this guy's talking, that like everybody that smokes is gonna get psychosis. Everybody that smokes is gonna get anxiety. Everybody that smokes is gonna fail every test that they take. Did you hear what this guy just said? He said that that's a side effect of smoking cannabis. Poorly doing poor on tests. Bro, there's some people that smoke weed before the test because it makes them smarter, it makes them focus better, it makes them zone in on that, what they're doing better. And that's why they smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate people that just give you the negative and not the positive. That, it bothers me, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a doctor, you should be given the positives and the negatives. Like every medication that was ever invented, there is a positive and there's a negative. And the negative is something that they call side effects, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if not used properly, you may get some of these side effects. Psychosis, anxiety, that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna happen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I smoke cannabis on a daily basis, and very rarely do I get the negatives. Very rarely do I get the side effects, man. Cannabis has helped me, man. I perform better intellectually when I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is gonna have a bad reaction to cannabis. It just bothers me that they talk about cannabis in this ill-mannered way. Let's keep going. Let's hear what else the doc has to say about marijuana.
Scores on tests go down. Emotional problems go up. Anxiety goes up. Violence goes up.
Dr. Siegel, I have 30 seconds. With recreational marijuana becoming legal in several states, cannabis-infused mocktails, seltzers, alcohol-free wines are hitting the market now. Some claim to help you feel relaxed and balanced and even focused. Are these drinks a substitute for alcohol? Are they safe?
No, they're less safe. And by the way, you left out edibles, which is 50% THC. Right. All of these things cause the problems we're talking about. Now, look, a lot of this comes from the idea that there was medically useful marijuana. There may be for certain pain syndromes. That's in 37 states, but that's been used as a motivation for those 19 states to make them available recreationally, where we have no control whatsoever on the amount of THC. And now we're putting them in the beverages you're showing right now. Deeply disturbing. It's going to cause not just a generation of zombies, but again, decreases the ability to perform in society in a useful way.
Dr. Siegel, always so insightful, and you really know so much about these issues and bring such depth to them. Thank you.
Wow. Like, just when I thought that Dr. Siegel couldn't say anything dumber, he went out and said something dumber. He said cannabis is creating a generation of zombies. I gotta take a drink, bro. I mean, don't you think that's a little extreme? Don't you think that this guy is just a tad bit extreme? And he also said that cannabis is making it so people can't be productive members of society. Now, I'm going to give you an honest portrayal of myself, man. Because I am who I am, and this is a part of my life. I used to be on drugs, man. I had a rough time, bro. I was in and out of prison. I was an addict for years. Now I'm in recovery. And I aid my recovery with cannabis. Now, some people might not agree with that. Some people might think that that's something wrong to do, but it's not for me. Cannabis truly helps me. I am a productive member of society. I smoke cannabis every day. I hold down a job. I save money. I pay my bills. I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm a man of my word. I am a productive member of society. And on top of all of that, I do a YouTube channel also. So you're telling me that this doctor is saying that because I smoke weed on a daily basis, I'm not a productive member of society? How many people that are watching this video right now feel like disrespected? Like, oh, so already you're gonna ostracize me, or you're gonna put me in a category like I'm a drug addict because I smoke cannabis? Are you kidding me? And I'm not even breaking the law. And Dr. Siegel also compared cannabis to alcohol, saying that it's more dangerous than alcohol. Dude, there is no way that cannabis is more dangerous than alcohol. Now, I didn't go to school for 10 years. I don't got a PhD or a doctorate in medicine. But even as a peon like myself who smokes cannabis every day, and, according to the doc here, I'm not a productive member of society, but even a peon like me knows that alcohol on any given day is more dangerous than cannabis. They want to talk about edibles and how they're making these drinks. First of all, these drinks don't even have enough THC to make you have psychosis. In my state, the legal limit on a pack of edibles is 100 milligrams. So you're getting 10 milligram tablets. That's it, 10 milligrams. And the dosing requirement is one 10 milligram tablet. You're not going to have a panic attack or psychosis off of 10 milligrams of cannabis. Now, maybe if you eat the whole thing at once, you could have psychosis. But come on, man. Like, I think that the cannabis is regulated well. I think that they're helping tons of people by making cannabis accessible. I think that it's a sin that there's people out there who've done jail time, including myself, for cannabis. And now it's legal and everybody's walking around all honky-dory smoking weed. Even, I was in a jail cell for that shit 10 years ago. Just saying. I seen that on Fox News. I felt like I had to speak up, not only for myself, but for other cannabis smokers out there, basically the whole cannabis community. Because you got millions of people watching Fox News, and you got millions of people seeing that, that little spiel from the doc. And I just think it's messed up. Marijuana, cannabis had a stigma for years and years and years that, if you smoked it, you were like this lazy stoner bum who didn't do nothing with their lives. And finally, we get some leeway, and you still got people like him that just want to knock it and only give you the bad data. There's life-saving drugs out there that, penicillin even, that they could just give you the bad data. If you only get one side of something, then obviously it's gonna sound negative, man. But if you're given both sides, and the negative things and also the positive things, and how can somebody who doesn't even use cannabis give you a proper diagnosis or a proper review on a drug? I mean, the doctor's a doctor, but you got this guy, he never took a puff of weed in his whole life, and he's telling you, off a few studies that he probably didn't even fully read. He probably just did a little breeze through or whatever. I mean, just to, get ready for that segment or whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, that's how I feel about what he said. I feel like it's BS. I feel like that people should be better aware of cannabis. I don't think that the states and cities where it's legal, I feel like that it's a benefit to those states. Obviously it's going to be more revenue for them to throw out into the community. It opens up jobs, and like I said, man, like, it helps people get off of harder drugs. They're using it to get people off of heroin. They're using it to get people off painkillers, a different way to help people with sleep, anxiety, and pain, besides narcotics, besides opiates. It's amazing what they're doing with cannabis. And then you got people like that just want to knock it. So that's why I did this video. I'm hoping that you guys feel what I'm saying. Drop a comment, let me know what you think on what I showed you, what the doc said, and what I said. Don't forget, man, check out my channel, Blunttalkzz with 2 Z's. We're talking about cannabis all day, every day on this channel. 420 friendly content for everybody who wants to talk about cannabis, learn about cannabis, or just have a cool place to watch videos that are cannabis related. So don't forget, man, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to have a great day. Stay high, and peace.